Mercury 8 Coupe 1941. Model 19A. 95 bhp, 239 cubic inches L-head V8 engine, 3-speed manual transmission, solid front and liver rear axles with transverse semi-elliptical leaf spring suspension, and 4-wheel hydraulic drum brakes. Wheelbase, 118 inches. Introduced in New York at the time of the November 1938 auto show, the Mercury was an instantaneous success, with about 75,000 built and delivered in the first year of production. The following year was even better, with more than 81,000 sold. For the next year, 1941, body styles were standardized between Ford and Mercury, and the two cars used essentially the same body styles aft of the nose, with the Mercury receiving more exterior trim and a more thoroughly appointed interior. The majority of 1941 automobiles were hot commodities when World War II broke out later that year. With the exception of the token run of 1942 models produced, the 1941 cars were the newest on the road and the ones that everyone wanted to own, since they would now have to get use out of whatever car they had for the next several of years during the conflict. Accordingly, the majority of 1941 models were simply driven into the ground with minimal wartime maintenance, and those that survive today have usually required, and received, restoration. The 1941 Mercury Coupe offered here is a happy exception. It is believed to have the original black finish that it had when it left the factory, with appropriate white surface scratching and chips along the edges of the hood, as well as its original gray cloth interior, which is in excellent condition aside from a small tear on the driver's side armrest. Presumably his arm wore it in over the years. The glass is all original, as is the detailing under the hood, and the painted steel wheels and stainless body trim are still in fine condition. Reportedly, the car was originally delivered to a Ford executive in the Detroit area and was treasured by his family for over 50 years before winding up with Ken McGee in Ontario, from whom the late Jim Miller purchased it. It has 37,892 actual miles and remains one of the best unrestored 1941 Mercurys to have escaped the Second World War.